If you were asked to name a famous mountaineer, who would it be? Sir Edmund Hillary? Tenzing Norgay? George Mallory? The name Gertrude Benham might not trip off your tongue. But Gertrude Emily Benham was truly amazing. A remarkable traveller and record-breaking mountaineer who journeyed many times around the world and climbed more than 300 mountains. In 1909, she scaled Mount Kilimanjaro in Africa and became the first woman in history to stand at the crater's edge. Gertrude gave these boots to Plymouth Museum in 1934, along with hundreds of items of costume, jewellery, metalwork and accessories that she had collected on her epic global journeys. She was born in 1867 and raised in London. Throughout her childhood summers, she regularly visited the Swiss Alps with her father. These early experiences would kindle her future love of mountains. By her early 20s, she had become a skilled mountain climber with more than 130 ascents under her belt, including Mont Blanc and the notorious Matterhorn in the Alps. She completed 7 journeys around the world during her lifetime, making her one of the most widely traveled individuals of her time. She lost her life at sea in 1938, returning from her 8th circumnavigation. We know from her notes that she traded her own embroidery and knitting for objects that caught her eye during her travels. Today, you can see many of them on display in the Box's 100 Journeys gallery. From Maori carving to Japanese lacquer work, Tibetan Buddhist painting to Chinese embroidery. In 1926, she headed off on her 6th world tour, arriving in Hong Kong in February 1927. From here, she crossed the Pacific to America, explored Guatemala, British Honduras, now called Belize, the West Indies and Trinidad, before coming ashore here in Plymouth in January 1928. She liked the way the city's museum displayed its treasures and decided that Plymouth would make a good home for her collection. In the notebook she carried on her travels, she wrote that these boots were worn by me on my tramps to Leh. Located in northern India, Leh was then a busy Himalayan town on the Silk Route from China. In 1919, Gertrude made a journey of over 700 miles from Nainital to Leh on foot. Made of red and brown leather, the boots lace up around the ankle and were worn by Gertrude as she trekked through the Himalayas. When she wore these boots, she walked alone. Benham never stayed long in one place, and she never married or had a family. You might think hers was a lonely life, but she had a different point of view. I have no home in the sense that is generally understood, and so there is nothing to prevent me enjoying to the uttermost the spirit of wanderlust that has entered my soul. I am never lonely. How can I be when there is so much to see and admire in the world? A woman travelling solo to such far-flung places in the 1920s and 1930s was highly unusual, and because of this, the many things Benham accomplished were not celebrated in the way they should have been. Her ascent of Mount Kilimanjaro should have written her into the record books, but few histories of the mountain mention her name. Today, we have the opportunity to recognize Benham's achievements. The Box is proud to share her story and collection with you.